In the base Sonic Frontiers soundtrack, I absolutely love the direction they took with the music choice. As an active EDM listener, I think drum and bass and chill house are a great choice for Sonic in terms of EDM genres, due to his nature and his speed, of course. While there are still some songs that I completely don't agree with being in the game, I'm looking at you for one. Some I think can come off as mediocre in production compared to the rest of the track list in the game. But we aren't talking about the base Cyberspace songs in this video. We are going to be talking about the new totally radical remixes. Why did I write that in my script? Of the Cyberspace stages that the Final Horizon gave us in this new alternate story mode, consisting of what I don't like and the parts that I do like of the remixes. So, let's begin. Starting at number 9 is 1/7's Time Flyer remix. Is it just me, or am I getting 4-1 flashbacks on mediocre produced dubstep? I think one thing I can like about this song is definitely the very chill intro and breakdowns. And if it was just those parts, I feel like it would probably be higher on my list of songs. But with the color-based dubstep drops, it just takes me out of the whole song and just makes me want to take off my headphones. On number 8 is 1/5's Dropaholic remix. I've been seeing a lot of praise of this one recently, and I can see why. But I feel like the remix is more lacking compared to the original Dropaholic, with the original being more crazy and really emphasizing on that Dropaholic name more. Especially with the more huge hype solid lead fills from the original that doesn't really fit in with how the remix is structured, I think, as the remix goes into a more minimal drum and bass approach. But compared to the original, it doesn't really hit that Dropaholic name quite as much. The one thing I can give props to this remix is that they managed to make the vocals fit in the song like this, which I think if those vocals were in the original could really spice it up for me. Next on the list is 3-1's Escape the Loop remix. 3-1's remix is kind of like a jumbled up version of the original, while combining 3-1's song Enjoy This World, which in the bass soundtrack, they were songs I personally didn't enjoy, but loved the vibe of them. I can't say much about it being bad, but more so being uninspiring in comparison to the other remixes in this list. But I did enjoy them keeping the vibe of 3-1's song, while also taking the spin of 3-6's song with a more happier tone with the chords and flow. One-4's remix of Genshi was really underwhelming to me. When I first heard it, I was super excited since I really loved the original. And a reason why was because of the really sick bass lines combined with the heavy-hitting sub which the song had. But it's not present in the remix to my listening. This remix goes more in line with what I said about the Escape the Loop remix, as it sounds very uninspiring and too close to the original, but with more of a soft-hitting bass line and more minimal drum and bass approach, which is not a bad thing. A positive with this one, alongside the Escape the Loop remix, I love that they kept the original vibe. That's really all I can say. Alright, halfway through the list, the next remix is 4-4's Wishes in the Wind, and boy, do I love me some trance. This one was definitely a surprise, with a great turnaround from the original's more minimalistic drum and bass approach, which another bass song I loved a lot. And the remix keeps that vibe on point with the original synth work. It perfectly reflects the more trancey vibes that the song gives off, and it even improves it, and it feels natural. The second drop just feels like I'm playing DDR while floating through a wormhole with a bunch of flashing lights everywhere. It's honestly like, it's really sick. Just listen. Coming at number 4 is 4-2's remix of Ephemeral. I'm not gonna try it. Ever since I've heard the original from the promotion mix that Otani made, I instantly fell in love. The remix made me feel the exact same way again with this deep house take of the vibey liquid drum and bass song. The more donkey deep house bass line combined with the groove of the drums and the vocal chops really keep that vibe from the original, but with those extra tidbits of the Rhodes piano playing over those offbeat melodies in between the vocals, it just makes the remix more fresh and more of a in-space vibe that the original had. I couldn't have asked for more, and I thought the original couldn't be beaten, but here we are. In third place, we have 4-3's remix of Rumble Rave, and all I can say is wow. Whoever remixed this song, they took the name Rumble Rave to the extreme, and I'm a huge sucker for this kind of music, so it's right up my alley. Setting aside bias, it's crazy to think that Rumble Rave could be even crazier in this tech-core rendition of the original, more housey song. I love how it starts out very calm and somber, and then just randomly comes in with this craziness, which really fits the theme of this update and the level design in the stage, because it utilizes spin dash to fly in the air with the ramps to skip huge chunks of the level at high speeds, which really gets my blood pumping and definitely makes me want to go to a real rave. Second place goes to 2-4's remix of Hype Street, and hype is an understatement. This song went from more of a samba style song to a more Jet Set Radio or Sonic Rush style song that I could just skate to all day. You can feel that tempo change from the original, making the song have a whole new vibe, with the main piano being more chopped up and having the swing push the song to make me bounce every time I listen to it. I think the vocal chop sounding very Splatoon-like in the processing helps that groove in the second drop while being layered on top of the piano chops. It's just so perfect that there's just so much I could gush about this remix, but then the video would be very, very long. So let's move on to number 1. And of course, my number 1 in this ranking is the one and only 4-3 Arrow of Time remix. When I first heard this remix in the trailer for the third update, my mouth dropped on what I heard and left me wanting more. I would be singing this song every single time I'm just thinking of it. This remix left me speechless because it's just too perfect, and I'm having a hard time even writing what I like about the song. I don't know who, but they let that composer cook so fucking hard. That original intro leading up to the huge solid melody is such a genius way to make the remix so much different from the original while still being the same. And that melody just, it's ingrained in my brain now, okay? I can't. But once the drop hits, that acid bass gets me going every time. Then it leads up into hardstyle? What? I could have only dreamed that hardstyle would be in a Sonic game, but it's here. Now, just don't get me started on the melodic drop with the original melody coming in. It's just too perfect, and I couldn't ask for more. I couldn't ask for anything to be changed. Also, in the second drop, that hardstyle figure was just like, what? But that was my ranking of the new Cyberspace remixes for Sonic Frontiers: The Final Horizon. I really enjoyed most of the remixes, and every composer hit it out of the park, and it's definitely leaving me wanting more. But hey, let me know in the comments what your ranking is, because I really want to know if we have the same opinions. If you could, leaving a like will help the algorithm send this video to more people, and subscribe if you want. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. See ya!